What is up, everybody? Thank you to Lord Crackhead for deciding to stream at the same time. So I am just going to impersonate Lord Crackhead for the remainder of this show. What is up? Let's see what we have going on in the chat here. Frog G, can't stay to watch, but I can hop on to smash the like button. Ooh, absolutely. We got Mo Biggs in the chat. Oof.
What up, Mo?
Absolutely. Oof. Absolutely. We got Mo Biggs again in the chat. I noticed Bancroft canceled and everybody is still running head to head. Oof. Absolutely. Logan, Jake, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me back once again.
Yeah, welcome to the show. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to start things off. Let's just get right into it. Okay.
Give me 1 second. Bionic Baby just woke up.
Bionic Baby. Logan.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
A box has been stolen. Okay. A box has been stolen from a delivery truck.
Okay.
And it is national news. What was in the box?
I'm not really sure. Maybe like one of like the president's bodies or something.
The president's body. You know, that actually happened. What was it? I think
Abe Lincoln's mummified body.
Well, okay, so not a Mobig says Bionic Baby. Oof, absolutely. Oof, absolutely. We have to start talking in an accent then. No, there was a baseball player from the 40s named Ted Williams, and I think his family, he had his corpse frozen for something, and they lost they lost him. They lost part of him. But anyway, Jake, welcome back. Welcome back to the Bionic Baby. Oof, absolutely.
You kindly. This is
question, Wesley. Oof, absolutely. So the question I want to ask is, Jake.
Yes.
A box was stolen from a delivery truck. This was big news a week ago. What was in the box?
Mo Big's copy of The Embrace.
Oof, absolutely.
No, I have no clue.
Okay, I'll provide a hint. What's in the box?
Peanuts.
Okay, so a box of human heads was stolen from a truck in Denver. God. Pretty standard theft. Mo Big says that was going to be my guess as well. A box of human heads was stolen from a truck in Denver. Okay. And the question I want to ask you, gentlemen, is how much would you have paid to be able to see the look on the thieves' face when they opened the box and they realized that they had stolen a box of human heads? If I were to bid that out, Logan, what do you bid? What's your first bid?
A lot of money that I don't have. I would bet it all. I'd put it all in black.
I would give $150 to see their faces.
$150. Do I hear $350?
Oof, absolutely.
Oof, absolutely. But we are here tonight to talk about, comic book movies, but we'll get to that later. Okay. We're here to talk about Cobalt. Jake, you launched on Bancroft stream. We're all obviously very impressed and starstruck by that. I would bid my phantom copy of The Embrace. So Mo, you're gonna want to tune in next week because he's going to be on here. I didn't realize that he had a new book coming out. I was just chatting with him. So by sheer coincidence, if you want to come by, we can chain him to a radiator and beat him with a box or with a sack full of nickels. Jake, so we're all starstruck. How was that for you launching on Bancroft stream?
It was great. My first launch was with David Dominguez over on his channel, Black Rose Comics.
Sorry to hear it.
And it actually went over pretty well. We did really well the first night, and then it just kind of started snowballing, and people kept backing it. This time around, we launched on Bancroft's channel. I say we because Dojo Kun Comics, Brian, he and I both launched at the same time on his channel.
The dual launch.
It might have come out looking like it hurt us both in the end, but at the same time, it was fun to be the first to do a dual launch like that. So even though it kind of had a negative impact, so to speak, it was still a fun time and pretty cool to do it. So yeah, It was good. Came out around 1,000 on the first night, which was really cool. Plenty of backers came out that week. Of course, it's the middle of it, so it started getting a little stagnant. But
I hate that.
I'm hoping to make the rounds and get that last 1,000 that's needed, and then we can hit that first unlockable at 4,000.
Nice. Logan, if you don't know, the middle of a campaign is it's like going to the DMV for like 14 days in a row. It's so bad. You want more than anything. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna find that out soon. Hopefully.
Fingers crossed, man. But
absolutely.
It gives me a chance to go out here and walk around, see how people are doing once again. Because as we were talking in the green room, going around and doing these shills, it tires you out. You want to take a break. And so after I fulfilled Cobalt Atlantis Thrashing, I left a little bit just like decompress and get my head back on straight and everything. And then 2 months after that, this little guy came along and I just disappeared completely while still working on Death Stalks Us. So I think that hiatus kind of hurt me also because I wasn't, dipping in anywhere. I wasn't even in the chats. I was just totally focused on making this kid silent and making the wife happy. So, that can hurt you if you guys, get ready to launch. And, that's my 2 cents on it, is always make yourself available to the community.
I don't have to worry about that because I'm still an infant myself. So I'm pretty far
away
from having an infant, I think.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah, Logan was born a week after I think your child was born.
That's true.
Hail, General Piggy. Yeah, so that's
absolutely.
pretty much what I did. Like that's what I struggled with is that disappearing and then coming back with a book. It's being like, hey, fellow, I haven't seen you in like 6 months.
Mm-hmm. That's how I am with my friends, though. Anyway, even in real life, like we all live in different states and whatnot. So we'll hit each other with a phone call, like maybe 2 months out or whatever, and be like, dude, what's up with you? Same shit, different day.
Yeah.
But, so.
Well, I don't have friends, but that sounds nice. Big with a 10K. Oof, absolutely. So do you want to go ahead and give us the gentleman's pitch on the Cobalt Universe? Because this is a sequel, right?
Yes, this is a sequel to Atlantis Thrashing. It picks up right where we left off at the end with the cliffhanger in Atlantis Thrashing. So Cobalt is basically the story of an up-and-coming vigilante named Jesse Jensen. He was a blue-collar factory worker. His mother had cancer, and so he wasn't making the coin that he needed to take care of her bills. So he goes and becomes a mule for the Aranya cartel in Atlanta, Georgia. And this Atlanta, Georgia is different from ours, that it is a... I know.
She doesn't like your book pitch, I don't think.
Absolutely.
That's just rude. But anyway, the Atlanta, Georgia is a neo-noir, cyberpunkish type setting. And so there's going to be a little bit of futuristic elements, but also with like the nitty gritty style of like Sin City and stuff like that. But anyway, after a night goes bad for a drop, he loses both the merchandise and the money for the deal. And so Esmeralda Blasco, inspired by Griselda Blanco, kind of takes compensation from him in the form of 4 fingers, hence his bionic hand. And so he going through depression and everything, meets another amputee named Thomas Rogers, who's an ex-Navy SEAL. And Thomas kind of takes him under his wing and gives him some sparring sessions and this and that. And what Jesse learns, he takes to go take revenge on the Aranya cartel. And after they're dismantled, this is where Atlantis Thrashing picks up. With the Aranya cartel kind of like being dismantled, all the other gangs in Atlanta are wanting to take that #1 spot. So the Thrashers are the first gang that we focus on in Atlantis Thrashing, where he comes between them and a damsel in distress. and he starts noticing that some gangs are in new locations where they shouldn't be. So things have shifted already in Atlanta while he's been gone. And so you have that element of gang wars, the detective stories, but also he is now the sole provider for his 12-year-old brother, Isaac. So now we have that guardian, father figure, older brother type relationship that we're going to be dealing with. We got a little bit of that in Atlantis Thrashing. It's going to pick up a lot more in Death Stalks Us after an incident takes place at the childhood home. And now we are, well, that's where we're at. The Death Stalker is the main antagonist at the moment, hence the title Death Stalks Us. He was hired by the benefactor who also hired the Thrashers to move around some merchandise within Atlanta. So we have this big player moving around all these so-called pawns. Well, what he thinks are pawns because he's so big in society. And he's about to learn his place also within this criminal underbelly.
So, I mean, it's really obvious that Cerebrum ripped off your entire book, right? Like, it's obviously that B-Rose just ripped this off wholesale. Is there going to be any kind of like retribution there? Are we going to see like some kind of infighting between you and David?
Maybe, there's talks of crossovers. I don't know how far down the line that'll be, but yeah, I'm definitely open to it.
Sorry, I'm stuck here because I see down in the corner here there's a poker club. Did you include that to just distract Bancroft and have him just focus on that so we talk about your book more?
No, so
I mean, because it worked on me.
The neon lights and everything, that was my artist Erwin Arosa. He's over in the Philippines. We've been doing everything back and forth on Facebook Messenger and Google Drive. But my first 7-page origin story, which is in the back of Atlantis Thrashing, was my first taste of creating some type of comic book story. And I fell in love with it. So that was a 7-page origin story. And you can see with that style of art, it was very clean, very like Marvel, DC type colors and lines, very comic book-esque, what you would expect from like one of the main two. And when I started like really delving into it, because that was just like a muddied, watered down version of what I had for an anthology it was going to be part of at the time. And so I was like, I want to get darker. I want to get a little bit grittier. I want it to be more edgy, more adult themes going on. And so I was looking in Facebook groups of comic artists, and everybody just nobody was submitting anything that I wanted. And so I was about to pull the ad, and right at the last second, no joke, Erwin Arosa threw in his art. And as you can see, it's that like realistic.
Yeah, no, it looks really
really cool. And well, I fell in love.
She disagrees.
With it. I know you don't like it, but so I fell in love with that art immediately, and I got him for Atlantis Thrashing, and of course I was able to hire him on for Death Stalks Us once again. So I plan on staying with Erwin throughout the whole ride.
So your featured tier here is you're getting both books and some stickers for $45.
Yeah, that's the featured tier, in case you missed it. So, if you needed to catch up on it, you can. So you get the physical copies of both Atlantis Thrashing and Death Stalks Us, along with a chibi sticker, at $45. What do you want?
It's pretty good value, yeah.
Digital fragment, of course, the 2.0 is the sequel to Atlantis Thrashing, so it's the PDF file for Death Stalks Us.
Then you have the digital catch-up tier.
Mm-hmm. Same thing, just no chibi sticker.
What about a digital chibi sticker?
I don't know how useful that would be for everybody, but if they want, I could throw it in there. Physical Fight is, of course, the sequel Death Stalks Us, along with the chibi sticker.
That's the next big thing is like the e-stickers.
Yeah,
right? So it'll catch on. It's like emojis.
Every physical tier gets a chibi sticker along with it.
That's one thing that bothers me about Indiegogo is that they don't let you pick what order these go in. You have your
Right.
feature up here, and then it has to be in order by price. Like, it doesn't matter. So, like, you probably would want to have this up top, but it just doesn't let you.
I know, right? But I don't know. What you going to do? Be Vigilant is the $40 tier. Of course, you're going to get the physical copy of Death Stalks Us, a chibi sticker, and a 16 by 20 poster of that nice splash page of Cobalt overlooking Engage, the Thrasher's hangout place. And I actually have a sample of it right here. This motherfucker can juggle.
That's nice. Where'd you get it printed?
I actually got that sample done by Walmart. So I just went in there, put it into their little kiosk, and got a sample of it just to show off what it's going to be. But I'll probably be using print keg again.
Okay. Yeah, because I tried to do that, but I did it through the FedEx store.
Yeah.
And didn't turn out so good. That was for my first campaign.
I just imagined you like switching roles like between like the baby and the poster. You're just like, I was just imagining you like standing up and like putting the baby on like the wall with like a thumbtack and then like cradling the little poster.
That'd probably be helpful at this point.
Oh, I thought he got the baby at Walmart. Okay.
Discounted price.
Everyday low prices. Bionic baby.
Yeah. Take My Hand is $100. Take My Hand is the physical copy of Death Stalks Us, along with a chibi sticker, of course. But then that extra $75 goes to a full page ad space for whatever you want to promote.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
My understanding of this, because you're going to get a different explanation from this from everybody, is you can't do media mail with USPS if you have ads in your book.
Yeah, I didn't do media mail last time either.
Oh, all right.
But, they don't really ask about it, so I'll probably try and pull it off this time around. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I've talked to postal employees who have no idea. They'll be like, oh, a comic book? Yeah, you can't send that media mail. I'm like, yes, you can. If there's no ads in it, you can send it.
Yeah.
Damn government. The name's Cobalt.
Yep. Name's Cobalt is the last $100 tier. Those are the highest tiers on here at $100. The name's Cobalt. Of course, you get all the goodies I just mentioned: the 16 by 20 poster, the physical copy of Death Stalks Us, the chibi sticker, and a 12 by 18 metal print by Phoenix Animation with art by Adam Miller, with a new character on there known as Orem. So that'll be at the $100 tier. I know. Hang on 1 second. I'll be right back.
I think he gave the baby a copy.
All right, now Logan, you pitched the campaign.
There's a superhero named Cobalt, and he fights crime as superheroes do. And he fights a guy that's named after a type of scorpion.
Holy cow,
and
we
you
got
should
three more
buy
backers. Logan, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, there you go.
Man, the chat's killing it tonight. I just had you speak for like
All
5
right.
seconds and got you 3 more backers.
Appreciate it. There we go.
My marketing charm.
Yeah.
Thank
Logan,
you kindly.
Did you hear anything back on your that fan art that you did?
I placed runner up, but I didn't get any rewards. It's sad.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
How do you get runner up but no reward?
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, it was only for placers. He ended up expanding it to like 2 winners.
Mm-hmm.
But they picked another 2, and then I was one of the like 4 runner ups, I think. So
So you were honorable mention then.
yeah, like honorable mention, pretty much. Yeah,
Okay.
it's better than nothing, I guess. But
So only 3 people submitted their art and you got 3rd.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like out of I think like 39 art pieces or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah. So
That's impressive.
yeah,
So
I wanted
Jake,
to win a copy of the book, but
Okay.
Jake, what's the future for Cobalt, if you don't mind me asking?
Of course, it's a street level vigilante, so that will be the base for Cobalt. But within that universe, I also have a few more characters I want to try and give their own solo series to. If you go to the updates page, you'll actually see one that I'm trying to work on for a 7-page origin story in the back of Death Stalks Us, and her name is, of course, Brickhouse. So This will be a 7-page origin story like I did for Cobalt in the back of Death Stalks Us. I'm trying to do that with the next 2 issues because I have 2 other stories I also want to present with a 7-page origin story. One's more of a folklore and mythology mixed together from different cultures called Damascus. And then I'll have another one, a 4th one, that's more of a space sci-fi called Rayet. And if you know cosmology, there's what's called the Rayet Wolf Star. So that's 2 stars that are kind of like rapidly circling around each other, kind of like a dance. And they inevitably are going to connect and then explode. So the main character is named Rayet, and then the antagonist that we'll be meeting throughout the series will be Wolf. But I'm trying really hard not to make it a motherfucking humanoid wolf because we have enough of that in CG.
Yeah, I think Logan has a werewolf book that he's working on. So obviously I knew all about the Wolf Star, but thanks for explaining it because I'm sure, Logan didn't really know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's a professional like astrologist. unlike myself.
Logan, do you have the MS Paint ready?
Yeah, I do. I'll share it.
Okay.
Okay.
So
this cover here is done by Simon Pothier. He's actually here in the chat with us. And then the colors are by Ollie from 656.
Oh, nice. Hail Ollie and hail Sim.
Damn straight. They did an excellent job. I'm very
Doesn't
happy
Sim
with
always hide a reference to Metal Slug in his, I would say normally in covers. I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, there are plenty of little Easter eggs in that piece right there. Up on the chalkboard, on the cork board, around the dartboard, and then of course on the arcade thing over in the corner. There's just a bunch of Easter eggs all over. Of course, Scotsman Ale is another Easter egg. And then, I love everything about this piece.
Very cool. Very cool. So, if you haven't, the link for Cobalt, Death Stalks Us, is in the description. Be sure to check it out if you haven't. Yeah, man, you're going to get to 3K, no problem. You got 34 days left. You're more than 72% funded. Obviously, you want to get a little bit past the finish line, so make sure you check out the link in the description. Make sure you give it a look, and let's talk about some comic book movies.
All right.
Yeah, I'm also gonna have some normie picks, but I think it's okay.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Jake here is going to school us on his advanced knowledge of, like,
I don't know about that. Okay, so we're starting out with
number five.
Number 5. All right, number 5 for me. Am I going first? It doesn't have.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
Yeah,
You're on the spot.
Okay. So number 5 for me is an animated movie from the DC Universe, Warner Premiere, Green Lantern Emerald Knights. So Green Lantern Emerald Knights is kind of like an anthology movie with 5 different stories of Green Lanterns. So it's not focused on Guy Gardner or any of the Earth Green Lanterns. It focuses on like the very first Green Lantern, Kilowog's origin story, and 3 other ones. And what's really cool about it is that all the Green Lanterns are come together at this one, what do you call it? Citadel in space, getting ready to take on Parallax because he's about to come back. And Guy Gardner Hal Jordan is just explaining the Green Lantern mythos to this new recruit named Lyra, a new female Green Lantern. And so they're kind of like giving their stories to her as time's passing by while everybody's waiting for the end of the movie to where this big climax happens with all these Green Lanterns. And so I just thought that was really cool to like get away from Earthling lanterns and focusing on different stories of, other characters that aren't really given, the main spotlight. And I really enjoyed it. There are 5 different stories within this one movie, and they're just so well done. Each one has a totally different origin. I highly recommend this animated movie.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't watch a lot of them, but aren't a lot of the DC animated movies, like, isn't the animation like pretty
Depends on if it's like New 52 oriented or not. So Emerald Knights was not New 52 oriented. The New 52 stuff, yeah, I don't really care for it because it's so bland and basic. But ones that aren't like focused and connected to that DCAU are pretty damn good in my opinion. Batman Under the Red Hood was excellent. All-Star Superman, another great one. There are a couple others also, but I'm saving that for the rest of the top 5.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very sorry, but I'm obligated to. I know we've already jumped into the top 5, but I'm obligated. I forgot to play the clip, so I'm very sorry.
What? Yo, this shit is actually trash.
I have to. I'm sorry. Logan, I cut you off. What were you saying?
I feel like Green Lantern is definitely one of like the more underrated Justice Leaguers. No one ever really pays attention to him, or he hasn't even gotten a video game yet. I don't think.
Who hasn't?
No, he did.
He was in Injustice, but did he get like his own solo thing?
No,
it's probably bad.
He got a video game, but it was a video game from the movie, so it was a movie video game title.
Oh, no.
And it was made by the creators of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer video game on the PS2. Now, okay, everything that sounds like trash, right?
Yeah.
But it actually ended up being like such a revolutionary first-person beat-em-up kind of a game that team was picked to do the Killer Instinct remake. So for a movie video game, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I want to see like a more like realized version like that incorporates more of his mythos and stuff like that. Especially the Jeff Jones did I say Jeff Jones? Jeff Johns stuff that he made, I think would be cooler in a video game. Okay. But yeah, we haven't seen anything like that yet.
Yeah, Jeff Jones, definitely.
Jeff Jones, the best comic book writer ever.
So for my number 5, hang on, what do we got here? We got anything from The Dark Knight Returns again. Okay. Aquaman is a joke as a team, so I'd say he's below Green Lantern. Hail, Arrogant Ape. I don't think I said that yet. So yeah, my number 5 is Avengers Infinity War. I just respect a movie that is able to keep so many things juggling in the air at once and still make something that's kind of fun and easy to digest. You're not lost at any point, despite all of this crap, despite like everything going on at the same time. It's a fun watch. It was a movie I was actually able to sit through twice, in spite of its runtime, and I know that makes me a normie, but
fuck it.
That's it for me.
Nice.
That's a pretty good pick.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's 20 years of lore going into one movie and then a sequel. So, I mean, they did an excellent job just going back and like letting us look back on the history of every character and kind of giving us more lore along the way as well. So, hell yeah, Avengers Infinity War definitely top 5.
The only complaint is that like Spider-Man kind of like dies at the end, in case hope like nobody is spoiled.
But that's the best part.
Like he's kind of wimpy, but I don't know. Seeing Spider-Man die was like.
Well, after being shoehorned into Civil War and then coming and being able to be part of Infinity War for one of the most emotional pieces at the end. I mean, come on.
And he gets straight up murdered.
I remember hearing a story of a guy who went to go see the movie, and there was like a kid, like a 5 or 6-year-old kid in the seat next to him who just wouldn't shut up and was just like, he's decked out in like Spider-Man gear, and he's just like, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. And like it was so annoying, but the guy just didn't say anything. He just kept his cool because he knew what was coming later. And man, when that moment hit, he just sat there and just turned and watched as the kid just had his entire world just crumble in front of him, like Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
Well, that was kind of me going into that movie because I'm pretty sure I went to go watch it with the Spider-Man hoodie on, actually. Mm-hmm. So,
well, you were what, 4 when that came out?
Yeah,
okay.
About yeah. I had a Spider-Man onesie on. I was ready to go. I had the dice underneath. was ready for anything. My number 5 pick. I also picked one of the animated movies from DC because I think they're actually pretty good and they don't get talked about a lot.
Thank you.
Batman Under the Red Hood. I'm just gonna make it into an acronym because I don't think I can actually fit it unless I just do Red Hood. Yeah, I think that's my top 5 pick.
Hell yeah, man! It's an excellent movie. I loved it.
Yeah, it's like top 2 animated DC movies for me, but there's one that I like a bit more because it was a bit, obviously being Batman, it's kind of grim.
Right.
So there's a more colorful movie that I like more. That's gonna be my top 4.
Oh man, did we pick the same one? Is the question.
No.
Don't fuck with me! I have the power of God and anime on my side!
Wait,
You and your animated movies.
Let me tell you, man, Ritalin goes a long way, especially if it's a double dose.
That was actually a clip of B-Rose.
Yeah, that was him.
He was so shocked when we played it for him because, like, he started laughing and crying because he really wanted to know where we found that clip of him. Jake, what is your 4th favorite animated? God damn it!
It's not only animated on this list, but number 4 for me is Sin City.
Okay.
Yeah. So I actually didn't know about Sin City until the movie came out, and I was floored. I love the black and white noir type deal with just the extenuated colors on certain characters. I thought that was great. And then of course, you got the dark grim city or backdrop of the world around them. And then you had all these amazing actors, Mickey Rourke and, Rosario Dawson. I mean, they were phenomenal in their pieces. And, it was just a damn good movie. It was grim, gritty, dark as hell, and made me really want to, dive into Frank Miller's stuff other than, The Dark Knight Returns.
Is it any good? Because I feel like Frank Miller, from what I've seen, is a little bit overrated. Like, he has a couple good stories, and then he has stories that are just a mess.
Well, that's why he's overrated. He had a few good, hard-hitting ones, and then he just was like, "Oh, this is just him. This is it. Yeah,
All-Star Batman.
Yeah, I'm the goddamn Batman. All right, buddy, tone it down. Tone it down."
You know what's so funny is that yours and then my number 4 is going to be like, because like I had the same experience. I watched Sin City and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And then like 5 years later, it was like, I don't remember anything about that movie. Like it didn't have any kind of an impact on me other than the style. Like it just, I don't know. But like when you hear mine, you're going to think I am the normiest of normies and I have the trashiest of trash taste.
Well, we already think that. So, okay.
So my number 4 of all time is The Watchmen. Fight me. Don't
Fair enough.
me.
Fair enough.
And I just think it's so much better than the reputation that it has.
We have some hard disagreement coming over here from the left.
Yeah, the baby's saying that the comic was better.
Yeah, right.
Get a life.
I have not read the comic or seen the movie, so I don't have an opinion on it.
Well,
I haven't read it neither. I just saw the film.
I'm floored. Yeah. I'm absolutely floored.
It seemed like so extra, like nihilistic to me. I don't know. I wasn't really into like the philosophical side of the story, so I was like, I'm just not gonna read it.
It is, but at the same time, it was done before like Rick and Mimi came along and just crapped all over nihilism as like there was something interesting to explore. You know what I mean? It was like there were all kinds of competing philosophies and the different characters. And I think that's one thing that the movie captured really well. It made the great decision to replace the ending of the book. At the end of the book, okay, so if you haven't seen it, I'm going to spoil it for you. And if you don't want to hear it, leave. So at the end of the book, in order to avoid nuclear annihilation between the U.S. and Russia, which is probably happening before the end of the show, one of the characters stages a fake alien attack, and just there's like a giant octopus that attacks Manhattan in order to cause the entire world to come together. Mm-hmm. And in the movie, they're just like, okay, that's stupid. Why don't we just have a fake nuclear attack and blame it on, Russia, or blame it on Dr. Manhattan? I don't know. But it was like, It was way less stupid than the ending of the book.
Mm-hmm.
There were no giant octopuses involved.
Well, not only that, it also served as, the idea that superheroes aren't this, the heroism is kind of lost on them. Like, they have these dark components to their actual lives. Not everything is black and white anymore with these characters. And I think that's what Frank Miller tried to present, was that, there are hard-hitting, morality questions that you have to ask yourself of, where is, the line drawn? And you can't really do that with, your golden age heroes. And, the Watchmen totally flips that to where you have to start asking those questions and, kind of put on your big boy pants and, realize, there's more than just, truth, justice, and the American way.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like leaving the pants off and just kind of living in like the silver and golden age, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of like
there's also
like
kind
black
of
and white.
irony. There's an irony to Frank Miller, because Frank Miller gets really angry that people like Rorschach so much.
Yeah.
Because
I thought it was Alan Moore that did Watchmen, not Frank Miller.
Now I'm spacing because I always get Alan Moore and Frank Miller confused.
They're confusing. They both do like the whole nihilistic. What if good was bad?
Yeah. Wait, which one? Damn it! Now it's gonna bother me.
I'm pretty sure it's Alan Moore. I think.
Okay, so there's an irony to Alan. You know what? Forget the bit. Logan, what is your fourth favorite comic book movie of all time?
So I'd probably have to rewatch it, but I'm like, these might be interchangeable 4 and 5, but I'm pretty sure I liked this one better. It was Superman / Batman. I cannot fit it. Public Enemy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of liked it. Like, it was just like Batman and Superman just being like bros, and they were fighting like the whole entire world's worth of like superheroes, because they're declared criminals by Amanda Waller and Lex Luthor, who was president in this universe. So that's kind of cool.
Isn't that the one where the big mechas come out? Like, they both have mecha.
Yeah, the ending got ridiculous, but I like the beginning. I like Shazam and Hawkman fighting Superman and Batman and stuff like that. But yeah, the ending got stupid. It had like Toyman, who was like a little Japanese kid, making a mech for Batman and Superman. At the end, it got weird, but the beginning I liked.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oof,
I didn't like the final act. JP doesn't know what to say because he hasn't seen any of these.
You said I haven't seen that to all of these, I think. You've also had previous lists where you're like, oh, an egg salad sandwich? I've never had one of those before.
Oh, God.
This is true.
Okay.
All right. Jake, what is your third favorite comic book movie? The thing that was the title of the show.
Number 3, another animated film. Global praise. Pretty new. I think we've all, I think 2 of us out of the 3 of us have seen it. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that movie. I don't think JP has watched it. It has a flawless art style. The animation is amazing.
Yes.
It has all the genres I like too. Like, it doesn't focus too heavily into action or adventure, or even like it has a little bit of drama. It kind of has all of it. Kind of focused on all of that stuff. So yeah, I like that movie a lot.
It's what No Way Home wishes it was.
Yeah, it's true.
So just the art, animation, the way they made jokes at themselves with the origin stories of all these different spider individuals was hilarious. The whole thing of like, all right, we're doing this one last time, and then 3 other times we're doing this one last time. It was just I thought it was great. Just bringing up Miles Morales as the new Spider-Man, also introducing Gwen and Kingpin. I think that was the best iteration since
the really thick drawing of him.
Yeah, since the Daredevil show, and Wilson Fisk. There we go.
I think it was better than the Daredevil TV show version because he was just like all the time. He's like, my father and my mother when I was a boy all the time.
Well, it was going through that whole, men are sus and all that shit. I mean, every one of those shows were getting hit by it. Punisher season 2 was hit by it. Daredevil was hit by all of them were. But yeah, okay, I'll agree with you. Yeah, this Kingpin was better than that Wilson Fisk. But
yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, this movie was great. I absolutely loved it. Even the soundtrack is awesome. Anybody that is a comic book enthusiast needs to see this film.
And it was one of the rare occasions too where it took from a comic book and actually like improved on it like heavily. Because if you look at the original Spider-Verse, I don't remember it being very good or like memorable at all, really. And this actually like made it into like a super iconic, cool storyline. So yeah, it's a great movie.
The first introduction I had to the Spider-Man like multiverse thing, other than the 90s animated series, was the video game on 360, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. And I thought that to me is still the best fucking Spider-Man game out there.
Yeah.
But they just need to remaster it. But yeah, that's my number 3.
Logan, wasn't this on your top 5 action movies of all time?
Yeah, it's the best movie of all time ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'll almost give that one to you. I will.
I'm once again kind of bookending Jake's pick. My third favorite of all time is Spider-Man 2.
Also, another excellent Spider-Man film. It was between that and Spider-Verse, but I was like, yeah, not 3, man. No.
Oh God, no.
3 is the best one. It has all the best memes coming out of it.
Well, just because you can meme it doesn't mean it's a good movie.
Gonna put some dirt in your eye.
This was, I don't know what it was. I don't know why every comic book movie made during this period would have an okay movie, a great movie, and then the worst movie. But it's repeated in this pattern for my number 3, my number 2, and my number 1. But yeah, I love Spider-Man 2. I can never remember the name of that actor who plays Doc Ock.
No, he even came back.
Alfred Molina. Yeah, Molina. Yeah.
Yeah, he like. Job. I think he retired after this movie. Like, I think he just stopped acting for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. He was just like, I'm Doc Ock, I'm done. Because he's like he's a really artsy kind of an actor. He's like a low key Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, or Christopher Eccleston. Yeah.
Christopher Eccleston. No, you know what? Christopher Eccleston, speaking of, I mean, it's on the subject of comic book movies. Yeah. That guy got his shot numerous times to be in like a big blockbuster movie, and he just got hit with like the worst ones. He was in the second G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah. Thor: The Dark World.
Thor: Dark World. Just I was rooting for him, man, because he's my favorite iteration of the Doctor, and he just shat the bed with every big shot that he got.
If he had just held on one more movie, what was that? Ragnarok was the next one. Yeah, Ragnarok. Everyone thinks that one's okay. If he just had held on for one more
better.
movie.
I mean, after Dark World, holy crap.
Yeah, I watched that the other day. It was pretty terrible.
I blame the character of Loki being too well liked to walk away from what was safe. So, I think Christopher Eccleston would have been one hell of a Malekith. It's just that Loki's star shone too bright and kind of, eclipsed him.
I mean, he looked like Nosferatu. That didn't help either.
True that.
Thor, I'm going to suck your blood. Blood.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
That kind of felt fitting there.
It works.
Logan, what's your third favorite comic book movie of all time?
See, I don't know how, but I felt that someone was going to have Infinity War on their list, and I didn't want it to be a repeat, so I just picked Endgame. I don't remember liking Endgame as much as Infinity War, but I picked it because for some reason I just sensed that Infinity War is going to be somewhere on here, so I picked Endgame.
And you were right.
I just felt it. My spidey sense went off.
But like, was it good?
Yeah, it was.
It
Hell
was good
yeah.
overall. I think it had some things I wasn't a huge fan of. Like, I think the way that they killed off Captain America was like kind of dumb. Like, it just didn't fit his character really. That he's like, I'm just gonna leave behind superheroing forever because I want some girl that I like. It's like, aren't you supposed to be like a selfless? You're like the most selfless Avenger. You're just gonna like leave behind heroism just for some girl.
I have to go now. My planet needs me. It goes back in time.
The simping needs me. Goes back in time. Yeah, I thought that was dumb. And Professor Hulk, I thought was kind of
Oh, I hated that.
It was like, I don't know. They had some funny moments with it, but for the most part, it was kind of just dumb and like only done for laughs.
To me, Professor Hulk kind of like bled out how much of a dick Mark Ruffalo is in real life. Like, I feel like that's how he acts in real life.
Yeah, he does seem like a dick in real life. I don't like him as a Hulk either, to be honest.
Yeah.
Overall, so. Yeah, so. I thought it was okay overall.
So, well, I mean, it's a pretty normie pick, so I'm a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jake,
Yeah.
what is your second favorite comic book movie of all time?
All right. I could have sworn Christopher Reeve's Superman was going to make the top 5 on here, so I didn't pick that. That was going to be my original number 2, but I went ahead and went with another Superman animated movie, Superman versus the Elite.
I don't think I've seen that, actually.
Oh, man, it's so great. So, of course, it goes with that, old time cliche of has the world moved on from Superman? Is the Blue Boy Scout so old school that he can't keep up with today's ways of handling, global politics and wars and stuff like that? Because the Elite is this group of 5 characters led by Flag Manchester, and so he's from Britain, and so these 4 are like hired from the government to basically kill the bad guys. Okay, and Superman comes in there and he's like, no, you can't do that. That's not the way to handle it. Everybody deserves a second chance. I'm not the judge, jury, and executioner. So it's that whole it's that can, but it's just done so well because it allows the way they set it up to where Superman actually unleashes and gives these guys what they want, and they realize that they fucking didn't want Superman being judge, jury, and executioner was so well done. But I won't give it all away, but it set it up to where you kind of get why Superman doesn't act like that, even though he has the power to do so. He chooses not to act like that because he is more human than alien. And that is something that every fucking writer needs to get right. He's just as human as we are. He grew up in fucking Kansas. He says it in Man of Steel. He's one of us. He's not an alien. He just has that heritage of being somewhere else. That's the thing. I mean, he's just as American and wholehearted and family oriented. He's a big Blue Boy Scout. I mean, you can't hate on Superman. He's my number 1 all-time favorite outside of Captain America and Nightwing and all those other guys who just didn't want to go down the path of crossing that line.
Yeah, it's crazy to me that after all of these years, him being like the first like mainstream kind of superhero, that he still feels like a super duper original character. Like,
yeah,
he's never gotten old for me. Like, he still feels just as original as the day that he was made. It's crazy.
Yeah, Superman versus the Elite pulls from the storyline of what's so funny about the truth, justice, and the American way. And it spells it out flat. There's nothing funny about it. It's something that we should all try and strive to be.
Yeah,
everybody's so gung-ho on saying, yeah, this guy should get theirs. And I'm not going to lie, even I agree to it at some points. Like when Thanos snapped his fingers, I was like, I kind of get it, Thanos. I really do. Like, I'm almost siding with you, buddy. And, but we should all strive to be the guy that wants to turn the other cheek. That's the whole Superman mythos, is like he's so like paralleled with Jesus Christ. I mean,
Yeah.
it's that mindset, you know, that mentality to be better than the one trying to harm you. I really love it. It's a great one.
That's why I love stories like Injustice too, as well. Like I haven't seen the animated movie, that's why I couldn't put it on here.
You don't need it.
I don't think
play the games. You're good.
Yeah, I love like those stories where it's like, what would happen if Superman really let loose, so that you can see like why he doesn't, and you don't think he's like weak, because a lot of people just belittle it, especially writers nowadays. Like, oh, he just does it because he's weak. He just holds back all the time because he's weak and stupid. But you get to see it, and some of those stories are pretty cool.
Pop says, I was with Thanos if we could pick who got snapped. LOL. Oof, absolutely.
Yeah, if I can make the list for Thanos of the half the population that needs to get snapped away, then I'd be with him.
See, no, I got Superman mentality. Everybody deserves a chance to right.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'm sorry.
That's what was so interesting about, like, I'm going backwards now, but
sure,
is Thanos in the snap was like hearing occasionally people saying like, oh, well, actually, Thanos mixes. Like, no, he doesn't. He doesn't make a good argument at all. He makes a like.
Yeah, I've heard that.
He's basically saying that like if he had the power, he would be the ultimate moral arbiter, which is like that's what literally every dictator that has ever lived. That's exactly what they thought too. Like there's nothing good about this argument.
I don't understand it too, because it's usually like really woke people that say that.
Yeah,
it's like you complain about like real life dictators, and you're like, yeah,
if you just cut the world population in half, it's like you can start doing that in your life. Start with you.
Yeah, like
I
China,
respect you
China
too,
does
Pops.
that.
All right, so I kind of gave away what my top two were going to be with what I said about Spider-Man 2. You could probably guess what they are. My number
3 is at the top.
What?
Number 3 is at the top, I'm guessing.
No. What? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. My number 2 is X2. What I said about Sin City, about how like I thought it was cool, but none of it stayed with me.
Right.
Just the intro, just the intro to that movie with Nightcrawler in the White House was like that stayed with me. That I still remember to this day. It was like the coolest thing, like to see the first. You know, when it came out, it was just like gangbusters.
Yeah.
And then they went on to make the third X-Men movie, which is honest to God the worst comic book movie ever. Like I don't know.
Apocalypse is kind of up there with it.
Nothing can possibly compete with X-Men 3. Like I'm sorry.
Apocalypse had some okay moments. That's the one where Quicksilver was like doing his like slow motion thing, right?
Yeah, but see, you had to
like the
draw
only
on
cool
something
part.
that you already did like 3 different times just to like be like, all right, we finally made an okay scene in, you know, the third installment.
Yeah, really the only reason why I liked it wasn't really because it's original, but because I'm kind of like a nerd for CGI, and they did a really good job on that scene. That's it pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, I actually remember I think watching that scene of Nightcrawler in the White House when I was younger, and I remember thinking it was really awesome. Yeah, I have to rewatch it, but I remember thinking that was pretty cool scene.
No. See, Elektra is technically the worst movie, but it's so bad that it comes around again to being good. Like you can enjoy it for its badness.
That's Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
It's so entertaining.
Absolutely. This like as far as this being miserable, a terrible, miserable movie, nothing tops X-Men 3. I'll hear none of it.
I have to rewatch them.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
I love that clip.
I'm 40.
God.
Logan,
what's your second favorite comic book movie of all time?
It's another very, 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 very normie choice. It's No Way Home. I just liked it. I know it was all fan service and nothing else, but
okay.
It was just
as long as you go in knowing that, and you're
it was a good theater experience. Like I didn't have to think too much about it, as long as I didn't think too much. I'm sure the story probably falls apart if you think too much on it, but it was a good theater experience as long as I wasn't thinking too hard.
Agreed. When you have everybody together with you for those big moments, it just makes it that much more.
I went to one of the bigger premieres too, so like there's a lot of people, like a bunch of normie nerds all around me, like screaming every time something exciting happened. You just like felt the energy all around the room. It was cool.
I wonder what that experience is like for people who like aren't familiar with the Raimi trilogy. Like, what is that for them? You know what I mean? Because it's
I don't know.
Yeah. No, you have to go back and watch 7 other movies just to make sure this one counts.
I would bet there's people that did not go back and watch any of the movies and have those, and they were just acting excited in the movies for sure.
Oh, I bet.
Because
I
it's
bet
like
they're
popular.
like, yeah, who's that guy? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
well,
I love that guy, Cody McGuire. I love it. like, oh yeah.
I would have decked somebody if I heard that. That's disrespect.
Absolutely.
Oof, absolutely.
Oh,
Oof, absolutely.
Jake, what is your favorite comic book movie of all time?
My favorite comic book movie of all time is the 1990 version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So my childhood was just TMNT, and when I saw this at no joke at 4 years old, I was reciting it left and right, man. I absolutely loved it. And then when I got older and into comic books, I realized that it was almost a, line for line retelling of the origin story. That made it so much more impactful for me. I've got a younger brother. I know all about those spouts with siblings. I loved, Splinter being the mentor and his, little anecdotes of wisdom. I thought Shredder was the most menacing thing back then until Lord Zed came about in Power Rangers. And, just that the metal spikes on his shoulders, the claw, the mask, just so cynical and everything. And then just, good old ass kicking ninja techniques. Everybody was mimicking that when they were little. Donatello was my boy. He still is. They do him wrong in every other aspect of it, just making him way too nerdy and not the second hand lieutenant to Leonardo he is, because he's actually the strategist for the team. So TMNT 1990s, hands down.
That was my childhood TMNT as well, and I'm so sad that kids that are my age have to grow up with Michael Bay's movies instead.
Fuck those films, man.
They're disgusting.
Fuck them hard.
The CGI is terrible, and it just looks so ugly. The designs.
Oh,
sorry,
man.
what were you going to say, JP?
I remember staying up until midnight the night before. Like, we were going to go see it the day it came out. But I mean, it was a school night, so I don't even know if they had midnight premieres back then.
Yeah.
I remember staying up until midnight just to watch the clock tick over to midnight, so I could experience the beginning of the day that I would be going to see TMNT in theaters.
I love that. Stories like that are awesome when like you hear how pop culture like really influenced someone as a child.
Oh, most
That's
definitely.
Always cool. That's always awesome. Yeah, I love stuff like that.
So I have a clip for my number one, and you're just gonna have to sit through the whole thing. And the channel might get taken down. We'll see. But this is my number one favorite comic book movie of all time.
Okay.
A long time ago, I was in Burma. My friends and I were working for the local government. They were trying to buy the loyalty of tribal leaders by bribing them with a tangerine. But their caravans were being raided in a forest north of Rangoon by a bandit. So we went looking for the tangerine. But in 6 months, we never met anyone. One day, I saw a child playing with a tangerine. The bandit had been throwing them away. Well, because he thought it was good sport, because some men aren't looking for anything logical. Some men just want a tangerine.
So yeah,
you almost got me. I couldn't tell at first. It was like edited. I was like, why the hell does he keep saying tangerine?
I know, right?
Yeah. So my favorite comic movie of all time is the Tangerine Knight.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I have to rewatch those movies. But yeah, it seems like that was the best Alfred. And I know usually Christian Bale is revered as like the best live action Batman as well. So it's a good pick.
Yeah, I think I saw it like 6 times in the theater, and I think I did. If you look on my channel for like old videos, I did a painting of Heath Ledger's Joker entirely in MS Paint. So
Really?
yeah, no,
That sounds amazing.
I can't do anything like art wise. Like I don't know how to this day I have no idea how Photoshop works. It genuinely seems like wizardry to me. Like there's no distinction between being able to use Photoshop and like actual magic. But yeah, like I somehow was able to. I was so inspired by it. And actually, you know what? Logan, why don't you tell us about your number one, and I'll search desperately for my Joker painting because I don't even know if I have anymore.
Okay, I'm extremely predictable. It was on another one of my lists as the top one. I just have to do it. It's just my favorite movie of all time. Spider-Verse. I just love it. I don't know. I can't help it, but be cliche.
No, it's all good, man. It was one hell of a film. Like,
yeah, it was awesome. I like if I ever make an animated movie like with my characters, like I aspire to have something like that. Like just the uniqueness of their visuals and stuff was awesome. Yeah,
Spider-Verse was great, man. I loved it, and it was one of the few movies I could actually juggle two baddies in the same film.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they don't ruin number 2.
No,
because that's supposed to come out soon. I hope they don't. They might, but I'm hoping that they don't ruin it. That'd be terrible.
No, I don't think they will. They're going to be focusing on Spider-Man 2099, aren't they? This time
I think so. Yeah, who's a pretty awesome character. So I'm hoping that they don't ruin him. So
I don't think they will. Are they still going to bring back Miles Morales as the main protagonist?
I hope so. I like looking at Miles Morales on the screen because I kind of look like him. So
no, he got a sick costume. It's totally different from everybody else's. You know, it takes away from the red and blue scheme and gives him his own, like the urban spider emblem with the black suit and the white eyes. I mean, it looks badass, like no doubt.
Yeah, it's awesome. This is actually pretty good. I thought you said you're not an artist. Like when you said MS Paint, I was expecting like when I was like meme drawings, like super.
I was expecting a stick figure or some shit. Lumpy. This is actually really good.
Yeah, no, like I did art when I was a kid, but I could never come up with anything original. I can look at something and draw it, but I'm just cursed in that way that I can't create anything out of my mind onto a page. But yeah, so I must have spent like 50 hours in MS Paint drawing like every detail of it.
That's weird because you're a writer.
Pretty damn good for 50 hours.
Yeah, you think you'd be pretty gifted in like coming up with new stuff like that since you're a writer.
No, not visually. That part of my brain doesn't work.
But yeah, I'm gonna put an honorable mention. The reason why it's not on my list is because I haven't rewatched it, and I feel like it was a little bit probably drab if I rewatched it. But I liked the one version of Judge Dredd with whatever the heck Urban. I don't know his name.
Oh yeah, just Dredd.
Yeah, I think it's just called Dredd.
Not Stallone, right?
Not Stallone. No, I think it's just called Dredd. Yeah, that's the honorable mention though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Honorable mention for me would be the original Superman. You know, that just when your tagline is "You'll actually believe a man can fly." I mean, that means you just hit all cylinders. You know, so Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, I'll put Superman Reeves.
Superman Reeves.
My honorable mention will be fucking Blade, man.
Oh, I want to watch those. I haven't watched those in years. I want to watch Blade.
I don't even think it's all cool. It's not very good. It's just that
it's just cool.
Yeah, it's cool, and Wesley Snipes is cool.
Some motherfucker's always trying to ice skate my pillow.
Dude, he improv that line. Like that's what Wesley Snipes did back in the days. He would improv these lines that were just like, what?
Yeah. He belongs in the Fast and Furious franchise because of that line.
Yeah. In New Jack City, he points at somebody and he goes, "Sit your $5 ass down before I make change." off the top of the head, off the
That's
top of
pretty
the
awesome.
dime, off the top of the mind at the drop of a dime. You know, he was just one of those dudes that could. Him and Michael Jai White will never get the credit they deserve.
Yep.
And that's another guy that just every shot he got, he missed. It was just a movie that wasn't very good.
Yeah.
But we are going to wrap things up. If you are watching this on the replay, or if you happen to be one of the two people watching it right now, make sure you go check out Cobalt. Jake, I thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man.
Logan, you're okay too. And we will see you all next week.